So, I'm Emma from JW3 and I'm here with Claire McInnes at Beautiful Things HQ and we're talking about crochet. So, Claire,
Emma,
why did you get into crochet?
why did I get into crochet?
Yeah.
I went to a lesson, it must have been about 6 or 7 years ago now. My mum bought me a present for my birthday because I wanted to learn to crochet. I was pregnant with my second child and I thought it'd be really nice to make baby blankets and as you do.
Yeah.
So my mum paid for me to go to a class. The problem was I had grand plans, as I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They come to learn to crochet and they think, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to be able to make a flower and a granny square and I'll get started straight away. When actually, realistically, that isn't the case. You've got to really learn some of the basics first. So I feel very sorry for my crochet teacher, Rihanna. I still know her now, actually. She had an awful lot of patience, but I was determined to learn to make a granny square and a flower in 2 hours. And I walked away and I wasn't able to do it.
No.
And that wasn't any reflection on her tuition at all. It was just me trying to run before I can walk.
Yeah,
and I
being
think that's
impatient.
yeah. And that is what people do try to do. And in the nicest possible way, sometimes I have to when people come in the door, I have to rein them in a little bit. So that's how I got into crochet. But I did struggle. As I say, I couldn't do it. My head understood it, and I think that's because I'm quite creative and I can do most things. My head got it, but my hands didn't want to do what my head wanted them to do.
Yeah.
And I struggled for a good year or more trying to get to grips with crochet. I didn't have anyone who I knew that could show me. I tried various different books. YouTube wasn't really as big then as it is now, so that wasn't an option to me. And in those days, I was a member of a lot of craft forums. So you'd chat to sort of other crafters that you'd never met in random locations in the country. Yeah. And a few people said to me to try a 6mm hook, so a thicker hook and thicker yarn, so that I could really see what I was doing. And suddenly something just clicked. So I am completely self-taught, but I think that's a good thing because I have learnt the hard way. And so I've come across all the pitfalls in my journey, and hopefully I can stop people.
You can share
coming
them.
across those pitfalls. Exactly.
So that they don't have to do the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good plan. So, what's different about your style of crocheting then? Why should people look to you?
Why should people look to me to learn?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the best. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not at all. There's loads and loads of people out there that teach crochet and physical classes and also online. But I do believe that our classes are really, really good. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. I have taught hundreds of people to crochet, and I have hundreds of people that are still crocheting and still enjoying it. You've only got to look on sort of our social media, our Facebook groups and our Instagram pages and things like that to see the happy customers and all the testimonials that we've got. Exactly. But no, the way that I teach is very, very different. I don't actually know of anybody who teaches the way I do. The main thing that I have done is that I have eliminated the classic beginner's crochet class, which everybody seems to do, which is come along and learn how to make a granny square.
Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know, a granny square is one of these things. This is an Aldi special tablecloth, but it is one of these really traditional squares of crochet. And they're called a granny square because traditionally they're the sort of thing that your granny would have made and joined together in blankets. Yeah. And they are easy enough to do.
I think everybody's seen one.
Everyone's seen one. And so everybody thinks, oh, lovely, I'm going to go and learn to make a granny square. And quite a lot of people will do really, really well in a beginner's class and they'll learn how to make the granny square. But then they'll go home and that's all they can do. Yeah. Which actually isn't learning to crochet.
No.
It's learning how to make a granny square.
Yeah. And then join them together to make a blanket.
So one of these squares is made using the treble crochet stitch, which is just one of three of the 3 basic crochet stitches. Mm-hmm. So what we do in our beginners courses, we teach you all 3 of those basic stitches. So that's the double crochet, the half treble and the treble. And we teach you why and when you would use them. And if you're working with them, what kind of textures and fabrics they're likely to bring up. And I put it down to being like a piano lesson. So when you learnt a musical instrument or a piano at school, or when you were a child, you would have had to have done theory. and the theory was boring. And that's basically what I teach. So
Okay.
I teach crochet theory. So what you learn in a beginner's class with me is how to do the 3 basic stitches,
Yep.
how they form, how they work together, how to hold the hook properly, how to hold the yarn properly, how to get a nice even tension so that your stitches look nice and neat. And then we'll go on to learn to follow a pattern. So we make a crocheted rose. So they've got themselves a really, really good grounding. The other thing that we do that makes it much, much easier is anyone who has tried to learn to crochet will find, a bit like knitting, where you cast on all your stitches onto your knitting needle. With crochet, you do one long chain, so it's like a long plait of yarn, and then you work all your stitches into that chain, and start to build up your work from there. But that particular part of crochet is really, really fiddly. If you don't know how to hold the hook and hold the yarn, and you're trying to learn a stitch, and you're trying to get it where it's supposed to go, when all those things and all those factors are put hand in hand, that's when most people just go, can't do this, and they chuck it out the window. And
why would anyone want to do
exactly.
this?
Why would anyone want to do this? It's hard work, it's fiddly. Well, I hate to say it, but that particular bit actually doesn't get any easier.
No.
It doesn't matter how much you've learnt to crochet. But what we do is we do a little bit of crochet for all of our pupils. So when they come along to a class, or if they're doing our online course, they'll get that piece of crochet so that we can teach them how to do the stitches first.
Yeah.
They build up their confidence, they build up their ability, and then we take them back and we get them started. And it's a foolproof method. It seems to work really, really well. As I say, I've never had anybody that hasn't been able to do it.
Or dropped out. Because
Exactly. I've had people that don't necessarily like it. It's just not for them, and it's not their cup of tea. They thought maybe they wanted to learn to crochet, and then they thought, no, actually, this isn't my thing at all. But no one has not been able to do it yet.
So I'm a total novice. But what's available for people that maybe can already crochet and do a little bit? How do they fit into what you do here?
What I do? Well, as I said, they're either going to be people who have learned how to make a granny square and that's it.
Yeah.
In which case, what I actually say to them as politely as possible is, let's take you right back to the beginning, because it actually won't hurt you to do the beginner's course and then move on through to our intermediate course, mainly because that is the only thing they can do, so they don't know their basic stitches, all of their basic stitches, but also they could well have got themselves into some bad habits because they've learnt how to do that, they've gone home and then they've bumbled on through, so it wouldn't hurt to take them back. But I do have people who can do all the basic stitches, but the main thing they come to me is they say, I know all my stitches, but I don't know how to follow a pattern. And that really is practice. I normally suggest that they come along to one of our crochet clinics or to crochet club, or to come to a class where we're making something simple like crocheted flowers or a beanie hat, something like that, so that they can come and they can start something and finish something in a session, and they've worked their way from A to B through a pattern.
Well, that's a nice concept actually, to finish something in a designated session.
Exactly.
Time.
Again, it's horrible when you go to courses and you sign up to make a dress, for instance, and you get sort of an hour once a week for 8 weeks, and then you go home and you've still got stuff to finish at home.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
No, you don't do your homework.
No, exactly. So we do little classes, little bite-sized, like flower masterclass, and we do little crocheted owls, things like that, so they can come and they spend a good 2 hours and we work through the pattern with them, and they get to head round following a pattern. And it really is practice. The more things that they make in that way, having someone to kind of hold their hand and guide them through, rather than teaching so much, it's just more about confidence, exactly, for them to follow. And we also say that, you know, there are some pretty rubbish patterns out there, but there are also some really good patterns, and it is hard when you're a beginner to go out there and find a pattern that you want to crochet, but that also you know is a good one. So we can give advice and guidance on the best places to find those patterns. I'm not going to badmouth any particular patterns, but there are plenty out there, and I can give you advice on finding the good ones. So yeah, there is something for everybody here at Beautiful Things, whether you want to follow our beginners, our intermediates and our advanced structured courses, or whether you want to come in and do some more of the bite-sized bits and pieces.
That's like the clinic sort of side of things, really, that you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just, pop in and out,
Yeah.
and we'll help you
as and when,
guide you,
exactly,
get the right patterns in the
Definitely.
right places, so you can do what you want to do and when.
Yeah. And we have a real social side here as well. We often have crochet clubs as well. So we've got lots of regulars that come along to that who more than happily know what they're doing. They don't need classes from me anymore, but they still like to come here and enjoy the space. And quite often you'll find, half a dozen people sitting up here at this table, and they'll all be crocheting away on their projects. But we'll often get one or two people that are more beginners or want a little bit of help, and it's lovely to just see everybody working together to help each other out and point out things if they're getting stuck, things like that.
Great.
So it's nice.
Well, and we should probably talk a little bit about this space.
Yes.
Because it is an amazing space that's obviously your baby, but is a really nice environment to do the sort of bits and pieces that you do here.
Yeah.
Any swears or not.
When you're coming to learn to crochet,
yeah. So how long have you been here?
We've been here for, it'll be 4 years in March, so 3.5 years. It's certainly grown over that time. We've also built up a hell of a lot of clutter over that time, so space is lacking.
Adds to the charm.
It does add to the charm, exactly. But no, people are slowly getting to know that we're here. Obviously, we're on an industrial estate, believe it or not, in the middle of a village. So we're actually based on a farm here. So the building that we're in used to be a stable, and it's all been refurbed and turned into a more modern space. But it's very cosy because of that, and it does have its own very unique charm, which people love.
And it makes it feel like you want to be crafty and you want to be part of the atmosphere and the buzz.
Exactly.
And creative, really.
Yeah.
So it's nice. So you've got this lovely, beautiful space, which we've already mentioned. So why launch an online course?
The reason we launched an online course was mainly because we have a big following on our Facebook page and other social media, but the thing that comes up all the time is, I wish I lived closer to you. I'd love to learn to crochet with you, but I live up north, or I live in France, or I can't make it to classes. We also have a lot of people who are perhaps housebound for whatever reason, or poorly, can't get out. And a lot of young mums as well who've got small children and their kids aren't at school yet or at preschool, and they don't want to, they're of that age where they won't sit quietly in a car seat in the corner, and they'd be running around all over the place, but they still want to learn.
Not creche here.
Exactly. We love little ones and I love giving them a cuddle, but they get to that point where you think, nah, they're not going to be able to come to class. So there's a lot of people out there who want to learn with us, but for whatever reason can't come in. And so that's why we launched the online courses. But they're online courses with a difference. It's not just about watching a film and following along. We also send out a really nice kit.
Okay,
so
I was
they
going to
get
say,
all
what
the
makes
bits and
them
bobs.
different from a
YouTube channel. Well, I'll show you what gets posted to you. So in your beginner's kit, let's say you were doing our beginner's course anyway, for a start you get a lovely big bag, which is really, really nice, big jute bag to keep all your bits in. As well as the online tuition, we've developed a really nice book, and it's got, you can see it's got lots of pictures in it all the way. So it shows you all the step-by-step bits, and there's the pattern there for the roses. Yeah. So all the patterns are in there. So, because not everybody likes to learn watching a video. I mean, I know I'm definitely someone, I like to be shown what to do, but I like to actually do it. Yeah. I can't just sit in a classroom and be told what to do and then go home and do it. It doesn't work for me.
Oh, no, but I think that's the same for everybody. And as well, watching a video, you're trying to put yourself into that position. So, you're doing exactly what they're doing. Exactly. So if somebody's there with you, it gives you a better opportunity. But with the virtual courses, I suppose you can still ask the questions and all
you
of
can,
that
exactly.
kind of
They're professionally filmed, so the camera angles are great. If I'm talking to the camera, then they're filming just like we are today. Yeah. But I've also got a camera above me, and it's filmed, as you say, like you are. So it's almost like watching. You're not watching in a mirror, so it's flipped. Yeah. When you put your hook into your yarn, I'm also putting my hook into the yarn, so it's exactly the same way. Yeah. But there are pictures in the book, so that if there's a bit that you think, I can't quite see what she's doing there, you can refer to the book. The other nice thing is I've put timings in the book. So for each of the sections, I've put the the time in the video, so you can think, right, I need to remind myself how to do this double crochet into the foundation chain. That's at 32 minutes, so you can just whiz through your video. You can find the point on the video. Yeah. Which is really handy. We've also got an online group, which is a private members group that you can go into if you need help and advice. Okay. And there's a whole team of my volunteers in there that come in and answer questions sort of most evenings and all times of the day, really.
Like a private forum.
Exactly.
Then, really.
It's like a private forum. Although, to be honest, no one has actually gone help in there yet, which is a great thing. All they tend to be doing is going, yay, look at what I've done. So that's testament to the fact that they are good courses. Yeah. So you get that. You get a really lovely crochet hook. We don't just do run-of-the-mill yucky metal crochet hooks or plastic crochet hooks in our kits. This is a Clover Armour crochet hook, and it's got a really nice rubber handle on, so it's ergonomically correct to hold, and really nice lightweight aluminium. These are about £6.50 to buy in the shop, so it's a really good quality piece of equipment that we put into our kits.
I wouldn't even have known that there was difference in crochet hooks.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with those big old metal ones, but trust me, you will crochet so much better when you're using one of these. We've developed what we call our hooky postcard, which it's got all of the terminology for those 3 basic stitches that I talked about. But rather than being technical speak, it's what I call Claire speak. Yeah. So we say things like, poke your hook in, catch the yarn to the front, wrap your yarn around your hook. So we're just a little bit more, free and loose with the language, but it makes it much easier to remember. Yeah. And again, you've got that in front of you. So that if you're doing something and you forget, I need to do a treble stitch, how do I do that? You've got that little handy reference guide. So that's good. And this is the bit that I was talking about. We do this for our physical classes as well as our online classes. We've had a massive team of volunteers. I'm really, really thankful to my lovely ladies who come in here, have sat and crocheted these little bits of crochet for you. So you'll get 2 balls of yarn, and each of them has this little piece of crochet that's been done for them, so they've got something to hang on to so they can get started with their crochet. And as a little added bonus, they get a little handmade stitch marker, which is really sweet. Again, one of my lovely ladies, Wendy's, made all of those for everybody. Oh, wow. So you get 2 balls of yarn, and again, they're quality yarn. We work very closely with the company Stylecraft, who make this particular brand of yarn, and it's really good quality stuff, so it doesn't split, it's not rubbishy to use. I am a firm believer that you get what you pay for, and that you need to learn with the best quality materials to be able to learn.
Well, again, it gives you the best chance, because if if it's not doing it, if the yarn's not good enough, then you'll get frustrated, and it's even more of a reason to give up.
So we've basically eliminated all those factors that are likely to make you fail, and put in everything we can to make you succeed.
Great. When do I start? Today! Okay, so you've sold it to me. I want to sign up. So how can I find out more, and where can I find you?
Okay, if you want to do the online course, then we have a completely separate website for that. It's www.semivirtualcourses.com. And when you set up your account on there, that will be your portal. So that's where you go every time you want to watch a video or do one of your classes. You'll log on, and all of your courses will be sitting there waiting for you to access. They don't expire, they don't run out, unless for any weird and wonderful reason we decide to close the whole company down, which isn't likely to happen. They will sit there from now until whenever. So that's the online stuff. The physical classes, so if you live in Essex or you want to come and visit us, then it is www.clairemackiness.com. Unfortunately, someone's already stolen beautiful things, but one day I might get it. But clairemackiness.com, and on there you will find all of our physical classes. So we don't just do crochet, we do sewing and dressmaking and lots of other crafts as well. Yeah. But they'll all be on there for you, and you can see the dates and the prices and what's what, and book online. Great. So that's the 2 websites.
Fabulous. And Facebook, we can find you there as well.
Yeah, we're all over social media. We have got a Facebook page. We have 2 Facebook pages. One of them we don't use anymore, and that is Beautiful Things. It's a very, very old page from the days of dark when I used to make and sell products to people. But unfortunately, a Facebook can't seem to merge it with our more up-to-date one. So the one you're looking for is Craft Classes at Beautiful Things. Okay. And that's our Facebook page. page, there is a Facebook group, which I won't tell you about because unless you've signed up to our semi-virtual courses, it's a private group. Okay. But if you sign up to those, then you'll be able to find us there as well. Twitter, yes. Twitter, I'm at Claire McInnes.
Okay.
And I'm also quite active on Instagram.
I was going to say, you
I
must have an Instagram account, surely.
I love it. It's just fantastic. It's like yarn porn. It's terrible. I am Arty Farty Mac on Instagram.
Arty Farty Mac.
I probably should change them all so that they're all beautiful things, but that's actually easier said than done in the world of social media. Once you've built up an account, it's quite hard to go back and change the names of them all. So yes, you can find me pretty much anywhere. Just type my name into Google and
we'll pop up. Find all of those links on your website.
Yeah,
anyway.
They're all on the website. Just go straight to the bottom of either of our websites, and there's links to our YouTube channel, which is probably where you're watching this now.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel. I do a podcast, a semi-regular podcast on YouTube as well, and that's mainly about knitting and crochet, and I do sort of sewing tutorials and things like that as well. So
great.
I'm all over the internet. You can find me.
Lovely.
But thank you very much for coming to see me today. No. It's been really nice chatting to you.
And you, thanks for telling me about the course.
No problem, you're welcome.
As I say, I need to sign up.
You do. I'll get you sorted. Thanks, Emma.
Thanks.